Hey everyone! The Mega Man series has a lot going for it, and one of those things are the bosses, the Robot Masters that make up the challenge at the end of each stage in the games. But which ones are the best, and how do they add up against each other? And that's what we're gonna find out today. Today, we're ranking all the Robot Masters using a tier list. As you can see from my mouse spinning around the page, all you gotta do is drag a Robot Master into one of these columns. S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier. There is one special tier for one very special Robot Master that some of you may know. Some of you love him. Most of you hate him. And I'm going to explain why I like him so much when you find out who that is. But for right now, let's explain the criteria. We're basing where each Robot Master is placed on the list based on their stage, their music, their design, their fight, their weapon, and my personal experience with them. And with that out of the way, let's rank these robots. Starting with Mega Man 1, we have Cutman. Cutman is a simple Robot Master, and that is actually a good thing. His design is simple, his stage is simple. It's probably the first Robot Master many of you have fought. So, we're gonna place him in B tier because he's not too special, but he's definitely fun. Next up, we have Gutsman. I have a special place in my heart for Gutsman. I'm putting him in S tier simply because his stage is actually pretty fun, except for those platforms on the rails. Those are annoying, to say the least. But the music is fun, fight is fun, weapon, utter trash, but oh well, we can get over that. Iceman has a really hard fight. Not the hardest in the game, no, but like, I gotta put him in C tier. He's not as good as Cutman, definitely not as good as Gutsman, but he's a lot better than Bombman. Bombman is being placed in F tier because his stage, bland, music, bland, design, bland, weapon, trash, fight, bland. It's just a bland Robot Master. And now we have Fireman, who's actually pretty interesting. I'm gonna put him in A tier because his weapon is super good, and his stage is pretty decent. The music is also just decent. Fight, hectic, keeps you on your toes. I like that. And now we come to Elec Man. Elec Man is also going in A tier, but he's going higher than Fireman because his weapon is even better, stage is better, music is better, his fight is harder, probably the hardest Robot Master fight in the game, even harder than any of Mega Man 2's bosses, except for one. And speaking of Mega Man 2 bosses, we're coming to them next. First, we have Metal Man. He is a fan favorite, and a favorite of mine too. He goes in S tier because his weapon, the Metal Blade, is absolutely broken and everyone loves it. I love it myself too. Stage? Pretty decent. Music? Catchy. Like, what we all like in a Mega Man song. And, his fight? Easy. But, again, that's not really holding him back much. Now we come to Airman. Airman is also a fan favorite. His fight is stupidly hard and very RNG based. He summons those tornadoes in a random pattern, and some of them are impossible to avoid. Of course, they don't do much damage, but yeah. He goes in B tier. It's better than Cutman, simply because his stage is more fun. Of course, those platforms are annoying, but oh well. Next we have Bowman. Bowman is an F tier, but he's not C tier. He's gotta go D tier, simply because his weapon is probably useless except for the final boss fight against Alien Wily. His stage is slow and boring. His music is actually pretty good. And his fight is really, really easy. Easiest fight in Mega Man 2. And now we come to Quickman, who is the only Robot Master in Mega Man 2 to be harder than Elec Man. simply because he's so fast. He throws those boomerangs, they're gonna fly straight up your butt if you don't watch out, so... And when you get his boomerangs, they're actually pretty good. They're fast, but they don't go too far. And I like how he's the only Robomaster whose picture extends through the frame, as you can see here. It's a bit transparent, up against the light black backdrop. Now we come to Crashman, who I also really like. I like Crashman a lot. His weapon, I forget what it's called, but his weapon is pretty bad, but that's the only thing holding him back from higher than Quickman. His music, I actually really like his music. It's probably one of my favorite songs in Mega Man 2. And probably one of my favorites on the NES in general. That's for another video. Now we come to Flashman. Flashman is a special case because if it wasn't for special things, he would be somewhere up here, but his weapon is a one and done. We don't like that in the Mega Man series. No one does. So we're gonna put him here. Right next to Iceman, because his stage is icy, which is slippery, and you know how ice works, I hope. His music is really good. His fight is easy. Weapon, again, one and done. We don't like those. And yeah, that's about it for Flashman. Next we come to Heatman. Heatman is basically Fireman, but a lot worse. He's designed off a Matchbox, which I actually really like, so I think we're gonna put him in high C tier. Higher than Iceman and Flashman, because his design is just really fun. So I forgot to mention something about Iceman. He's weirdly cute, in a way, and I know a few of you will agree. So I just wanted to point that out. Woodman. Woodman is Woodman. You can't not put him in S tier. Music, absolute banger. His weapon, actually pretty useful in Crashman's stage, and very useful against Airman in his fight, because it's his weakness. Durr. So, yeah, that's it for Mega Man 2. Now we come to Mega Man 3. We have Needleman. Needleman is a fun Robomaster, to say the least. His fight is really hard, keep you on your toes. We like that. His design is simple, like Cutman. The needles come off his head. It's simple. And yeah, I guess we're gonna put him in B tier. Higher than Airman, because he does the Airman design pretty well. Magnet Man. Let's go to Magnet Man next. Magnet Man is really, really cool. Honestly, his weapon would be really, really good if it wasn't held back by the fact that you can only shoot 14 from a full charge. And that, my friend, is not a lot. So, for the time being, we're gonna put him in high A tier. Gemini Man is quite an original Robomaster. No Robomaster really does what he does, because, you know, no one creates clones of themselves, really. So, yeah, we're gonna put him in A tier because of his original design. His weapon, pretty good. Stage, I don't like its stage. I really don't. A lot of people do, but I'm just not a fan. Anyways, Hardman.
He's Hardman.
So we're gonna just put him in C tier, because low C tier. His weapon, slow as all heck, and his fight is really easy. Stage is tedious, to say the least. Now we come to Topman. Topman is a special case here, because most people would put him here. But you know where I'm gonna put him? I'm gonna put him here. Because as boring as his fight is, and as stupid his weapon is, his stage is really fun. And the music that comes along with it, oh boy, I love it. Love it. Now, we come to Snake Man. Snake Man is great. I'm gonna put him in S tier. He's that great. His weapon is really nothing special, but the stage, the music, is like Top Man, is actually really good. So, I recommend you take a listen to that. Sparkman also has really great music, but his stage isn't as fun as Top Man, so we're gonna put him in between Airman and Cutman. His weapon is garbage. Everyone knows that. So, you know what? Let's just move on. I'm done with this guy. Shadowman. Shadowman is a tad overrated in my opinion. You're not gonna like that. I know. I'm sorry, but I just can't. Can't put up with it too much longer. His fight, I agree. His fight is really cool. It's really fun. It's really hard. So I'm gonna put him in A tier. Right here. Next to Gemini Man. And now we come to one of my favorites, Mega Man 4. Let's start with Brightman. Brightman, his weapon is Flash Man's, but a lot better, so he easily goes higher than that. His stage is annoying, but like, fight is pretty unfair, I'm gonna be honest. He freezes you at all the wrong times. He screws me over a lot, it's pretty funny. So yeah, he's going here, in B tier. Toadman will not be an F tier, because the music is actually pretty good, but I like his weapon. His weapon is a screen one, which, those aren't really the most interesting weapons, but they're, better than, Topspin. Yeah. You agree. And you will agree. Drillman. Let's talk about Drillman. Drillman is great. He's going, here. Because I have a lot of memories of Drillman. For some reason I watched that weird TV show when I was younger. You know, that, Fully Charged, I think it was called. That was a weird show. But, like, Drillman was in it. He was great in that show, I'm gonna be honest. I love it. I love his weapon, I love his fight, though tedious as it can be. The stage is pretty fun, the music slaps, I'm gonna absolutely slaps. Not as much as Pharaoh Man, though. Pharaoh Man's song absolutely slaps. Stage, very fun. Fight, probably one of the most fun fights in the franchise. I'm gonna put him highest tier. Probably the best Robot Master besides the one I'm gonna put here for personal reasons. But if we're being honest, Pharaoh Man is the best Robot Master in the franchise. Tell me I'm wrong. That's right. You can't. Next is Ringman. Ringman is underrated. The stage music is really fun. And stage itself is really fun, except for those hippo mini bosses. Those guys suck. Anyways, we're gonna get to put him in A tier. His weapon is probably one of the most useful in Mega Man 4, aside from Pharaoh Man. And yeah, we're gonna move on now. Dustman. I love his song. I love his song so much. Stage is really nothing special, but his design is really funny. A vacuum cleaner? It's pretty original. I don't know a single game that has anything like this except for, well, Kirby. Kirby's the closest thing I can think of right now. So, we're gonna put him in A tier. Diveman. Diveman is next. You know why? Because he's the next in the order. Why did I say that? Yeah, Diveman's stage is, like Bubbleman's, pretty slow, but like, the whale mini bosses are pretty fun, and the music absolutely slaps. Not as much as Pharaoh Man and Drillman though. But yeah, people agree with that. Sakurai agrees with that. And we're gonna put him in A tier. Skullman. Skullman, a lot of people seem to like Skullman, but I'm not really one to see it all too much. The stage is has a weird theme going for it. Fight, actually pretty easy. He's going lower than Cutman in B tier. And shield weapon. His shield weapon is garbage. So, and that's it for Mega Man 4's Robot Masters. So now, we're gonna go to Gravity Man. Gravity Man, probably either the best or one of the best Robot Masters in Mega Man 5, because their lineup isn't actually too great. So, we're gonna put him in S tier simply because his stage is actually really original and fun. And, his weapon is also a screen wipe, but it's better than Toadman's because it flips gravity. And having the power to do that is just so satisfying. You can't deny that. Next is Wave Man. Wave Man is a forgettable Robot Master. I'm gonna put him in D tier simply because his stage is pretty forgettable, music is pretty forgettable, just a forgettable Robot Master all around. Stone Man. I actually kind of like Stone Man, but not so much that I'm putting him here, anywhere near here. I'm gonna put him in C tier. Simply because his weapon is bad, to say the least, and, yeah. His fight, pretty boring. Stage, pretty boring. It's another mountain stage. There's too many of these in the franchise. Next we have Gyro Man. Gyro Man, one of my personal favorites, also goes in S tier, because also one of the most useful weapons in Mega Man 5, because the weapon lineup is trash. And, his fight is pretty fun. He dives at you from the clouds, which are covering the stage, which hides him pretty well. Sometimes it gets me. So do his propellers. Like, the gyro attack is, in his fight, pretty hard to avoid. And difficulty equals fun in Mega Man, so we're gonna put him in S tier. Starman. Starman moves around like an old grandpa during his fight. So I'm gonna put him in F tier, because his shield weapon is garbage, like Skullman's. But, his design is really the only thing keeping him from going lower than Bombman. So, his stage is actually pretty fun, so, you know what, I changed my mind. I'm putting him in D tier. D tier. D tier for Starman. Charge Man. Thomas the Train, but Angie Face. So, he's actually going to F tier, because his weapon, the Charge Kick, is bad. I said that twice already. His fight is bad. His stage is actually pretty fun, I'll admit that, but that's the only thing that's really going for it. Napalm Man, I love Napalm Man. So, even though he's the reason that Mega Man 5 is banned in Vietnam, but, like, that's about it. It's the only thing that's keeping him from going, my brain is having a brain fart right now. A tier, A tier. Yeah, it's the only thing keeping him from going in S tier. But, his weapon is also pretty bad. That's holding him back. His fight is fun, to say the least. His, stage is fun. His music is fun. Really just fun. And finishing off Mega Man 5, we have Crystal Man. Crystal Man. Crystal Eye is a bouncing projectile, which, honestly, I'm always a fan of bouncing projectiles. So we're gonna put him in B tier, simply because his stage is actually pretty forgettable. It's shiny. I like shiny things. Call me a troll. I love shiny things. So, we're gonna put him there. And finally, probably the final game of this video, Mega Man 6. I'm gonna rank all the Mega Man 6 Robot Masters, and that'll be the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, coming actually pretty soon. Blizzard Man. Blizzard Man, first off, is a great ice Robot Master. Skiing is a great theme for this guy, and the stage is pretty fun. Based in Canada, I'm a bit biased, I am Canadian, so we're gonna put him in A tier. Though his weapon is pretty bad, the music and stage all four make up for it. I don't know what that my grammar is horrible today. Sorry, guys. Centaur Man. Centaur Man is, great design. Pretty alright weapon, but his, stage is slow and boring. His fight is slow and boring. And, the music is really nothing special. Nothing compared to some of the slappers we had in Mega Man 5. So, no, not Mega Man 5, Mega Man 6. Oh man, I'm screwing myself over. Anyways, he goes in D tier. He's not too good, but he's not actually too bad. Lemmy. I can't put him lower than A tier simply because this song is really good. Take a listen to it anytime, and you will agree and see why I put him here. Nightman. Nightman is actually a great Robot Master. A bunch of you guys will agree with that, so we're gonna put him in S tier. Though low S tier, because his fight is actually pretty slow. And yeah. Now for the most controversial part of this video. Wanna know who goes here? Plantman goes here. I don't know why, but as bad as his fight and his weapon is, the stage, you gotta admit the stage is pretty fun. The music slaps, and his design is a flower. What can go wrong with a flower? Let's admit. Now, Tomahawk Man. Tomahawk Man is really cool. Tomahawk Man goes top A tier. Because his weapon is probably the best in Mega Man 6. And his stage is really fun. The music is really fun too. So, if you want to play Mega Man 6 again, just for this stage, I see why. Now for Windman. Windman is, pretty bad. He was actually the first Robot Master I've ever beaten in a Mega Man game, so I mean, I gotta bump him up for nostalgia points alone. So we're gonna put him in C tier, because Windstorm is pretty bad. And, though the music is pretty good, the stage is pretty boring. So yeah, let's move on to the last Robot Master of this video. Yamato Man. I hope I pronounced that right. Yamato Man is also pretty forgettable, like Centaur Man and Windman. But he goes higher for having at least a decent weapon and a decent stage. So, yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel quite a bit. And until next time, see you later.